You know, Spencer, ever since you won the Pittsburgh Pro Wrestling Classic, you've been on a tear at IWC. And you know what? It's justified. You're great. But the one thing is, you've been overlooking me and ducking me. I will see you tonight before you face Josh Alexander.
Tonight, I face the Midwest buzzsaw, Miles Monroe. A man that should never be allowed to step in a wrestling ring. And Josh, I hope you're watching this, because I'm going to give you a little preview of what's to come. Fear the gear.
David Lawless and the regulators think they can take me out. Well, guess what? You can't regulate a thoroughbred. And tonight, I'm going to put an end to all the regulators.
Counselor, the thoroughbred Cole Carter says that he cannot be regulated. What do you say about that?
Cole Carter, you want to go up against the greatest attorney and professional wrestler in the world? Well, tonight, the gavel David Lawless is going to send this thoroughbred straight to the glue factory.
Now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of IWC's Proving Ground Series. My name's Nick Lendl, and I'm excited to welcome in my broadcast partner for this evening, one half of Hardcore Hammer Time, as well as a former high-stakes champion, Hardcore Hooven.
Hey man, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here for this episode of IWC Proving Ground Series. You know, this facility, Elias Sampson, Wardlow, Britt Baker, Joaquin Wild, some of the biggest stars of today have come through this facility. I'm really excited to see the superstars of tomorrow tonight.
Well, that's the thing that makes IWC's Proving Ground Series special is IWC's roster. It's ever growing with new men and women wanting to test their strengths in and out of the ring right here on promos inside the ring, and that's what you're going to see. Throughout the next several episodes, you will see a mix of IWC's top stars as well as some of the men and women currently training right here in the Iron City Wrestling Academy. And we're going to start off hot tonight with our opening contest.
You know what that is? It's one of my favorites on the roster. The thoroughbred Cole Carter is in action, taking on David Lawless, Esquire of the Regulators.
Cole Carter definitely getting so many opportunities, and we're going to see him here tonight in the Iron City Wrestling Academy. But you know what I'm excited for? And I don't know if that's good or bad. What I'm most excited to see here tonight is the in-ring debut of the Swole Patrol.
You know, I'm going to have a special eye on that match because the Swole Patrol is actually one of the 4 teams that Hardcore Hammer Time is going to be in the ring with at the baseball stadium show. So, frankly, a little extra scouting, I'll take that any day of the week.
And we mentioned some talent getting an opportunity that they might not have gotten, and that's what's going to happen in our next matchup, as we're going to see Deputy Don Murphy in the ring one-on-one. He's usually lurking in the shadows. He's usually doing the dirty work of the regulators, but he gets an opportunity to show IWC what he has to offer tonight. But the only problem is his opponent, the Greek god Alexander Apollo.
Yeah, you know, Deputy Don Murphy, I've seen him in training. He's very fast, very quick. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do with that platform, but also it might be a little bit interesting to see what happens with David Lawless in the building at the same time.
And in our main event, a man that, well, this was just breaking news, recently on all of IWC's social media platforms at the baseball stadium show, May 29th. It will be for the X Division Championship. Spencer Slade will challenge Josh Alexander of Impact Wrestling, but before he gets to the baseball stadium, Spencer Slade one-on-one with Miles Monroe, the Midwest Buzzsaw, in tonight's main event.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting matchup. You know, Miles is a little bit unknown. You kind of have that crazy look in your eye, but you look at Spencer, that man was born prepared. And I know that his mind is focused on the X Division title, but when you're built like Spencer and you walk into any event, you're going to have a little bit of advantage. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch.
And like I said, this is just the first episode of an upcoming series. We're wrapping things up here, but we're going to get started in the ring. Let's send it to in-ring action.
All right, you ready for this, Lendl?
I'm excited. Welcome into the ICWA. My name's Nick Lendl, alongside Hardcore Hooven. I don't know how they allowed a live mic in your possession, but we're opening up with 2 guys that you've seen regularly here in IWC. The gavel David Lawless, Esquire, of course, being accompanied by the Silver Bullet Chris LaRusso on the outside. One-on-one with the thoroughbred Cole Carter, who's been on the rise ever since his debut here in IWC, Hooven.
Yeah, you know, Nick, Cole Carter, absolutely a blue chipper. There you see Lawless playing mind games, though. So, you know, you don't see Lawless a lot in singles action in IWC, but around the area, I've been in the ring with him. He's very agile for a big man, but more importantly, he's very intelligent. So I'm going to keep my eye on, how he uses his intelligence to maybe, take advantage of Cole in those situations.
This is, well, Cole Carter. Lawless didn't really enjoy getting a taste of his own medicine there.
He did not. He's a lawyer, so what do you expect?
I heard this was going to be, a new content for the IWC network, these one-on-one matches. And Chris LaRusso's still out there. I was under the impression that this was going to kind of be a essential crew here. I didn't think we would need number twos and valets and managers and the whole deal. There's not even a ring announcer.
No, it's what the regulators do. They're playing games all the time. They run in a pack, and we're going to see if that pays any dividends for him in this situation. Because right now, Cole really is taking it to Lawless.
Yeah, that was a perfectly measured drop kick right in the top row of teeth for the gavel, and he has about 43 of them.
Nice up and over.
Beautiful hip toss from Cole Carter. He's seen regularly now, it seems, on AEW Dark Elevation, and also an upcoming tour of England Cole Carter will be a part of.
Yeah, but with that success comes a target. And now, Lawless knows if he can pick up a win here, he's beat somebody that's been on AEW that's going to London. So, the more success you have, the bigger target you're going to have on your back. Oh, what a crossbody.
Beautifully timed, beautifully measured. Only a 2 count for Cole Carter, but that was beautiful, Hooven.
Yeah, Cole Carter, you look at him in the ring, you wouldn't be able to tell he's only been wrestling for a little bit over 2 years right now. Just, knife edge chops, just smooth, seamless athleticism.
And Cole Carter, barely 21 years old, and that's the experience of the Gavel David Lawless. Cole Carter's been all over. He's been seen on national television, but he still lacks the experience factor when it comes to the gavel.
Now Lawless over there putting in the boots. He's going to use every advantage he can in this situation.
And wait a minute, the referee, the gavels, he has a master's degree in distracting the referee as well, believe me. And it looked like Chris LaRusso was going to get involved, and he didn't. I think the only reason he didn't was because he didn't have enough time to get over there.
Cole's being put to the test here. I don't know if he expected this fight, out of Lawless, but, Lawless is an accomplished wrestler. He's not somebody you just kind of, ignore.
Lawless, as you mentioned, someone we haven't seen too much in singles competition. He's always seconded by Chris LaRusso as he is here this evening. Deputy Dawn, Officer Dan.
And you see, for all the experience, though, he puts a laid pin on him. There's no reason for that. You're a big guy. You put the weight into your pin.
And that's something that you would think, Kuven. You respect the business. You respect the athletes you face. The Gavel David Lawless doesn't have that level of respect, especially not for somebody like Cole Carter.
Ooh, that experience playing and another neck break. He's really targeting that neck.
And Lawless hasn't been shy about letting the IWC fans know how he feels about the recent success of Cole Carter. He thinks it's a little bit of too much too soon. The gavel may be running out of ideas here.
And this is where you have to keep an eye on LaRusso, keep an eye on Lawless, because if he can't beat him clean, he may start doing some tactics we're used to seeing from the regulators.
Full force right into Cole Carter there. I don't know who got the worst of that, but on that occasion, Cole Carter definitely leveled in the boot. And here comes Lawless again for the third time. Cole Carter able to get out of the way.
Look at that clothesline.
Huge clothesline. He's going to hit him with another one. And Lawless back up to his feet again. Cole Carter underneath. And what a huge power slam from the Thoroughbred. I thought that was it.
And you see how Cole Carter there, the less experience of the two, doing that high angle pin.
Unbelievable instincts, Hooven. Unbelievable in-ring instincts from this youngster.
Those are things you can preach, you can teach, but not everybody learned. He's going for the cutter right there.
Lawless trying to cut him off halfway with the big boot. And Lawless needs to go into the cover here.
And there's that deceptive agility of Lawless coming off with that drop kick off the rope like that.
Lawless getting frustrated, Hooven. You've been in the ring with the Gavel David Lawless, as well as Officer Dan and the rest of them. What does Cole Carter have to do to get his head back in the game?
Well, Cole just has to look for an opening, and he needs to also keep an eye out. Oh, there's an opening right there.
There it could be.
He needs to keep an eye on Chris LaRusso, and he knows that. So it may be a singles match, but wait, he has him up.
He's going for it.
He's going for TKO.
trying to hit the TKO. The gavel able to get out of it, but Cole Carter had it scouted into a cutter.
What a cutter.
And that's going to do it.
Out of nowhere.
Cole Carter picks up the win here on the Proving Ground Series.
Wait a second,
Wait a
there
minute.
goes LaRusso.
LaRusso's in the ring. LaRusso's in the ring. Cole Carter grabs him, and he nails the TKO on the Silver Bullet. What a win for Cole Carter.
Huge win going into the ballpark game here.
Cole Carter has the upcoming Tour of England. IWC returns to the Washington Wild Thing Stadium, and Cole Carter has the momentum.
Danny Gray, the American Bombshell, here with Cole Carter. Cole, what does the future hold for you?
Well, Danny, I face top talent all over the world from IWC.
Help!
Yeah! Go! Not done with you.
All right, well, the action
And
continues.
here we go.
Here in the IWC Proving Ground Series. This is the official in-ring tag team debut of the Swole Patrol. You see the bald bombshell, VJ Hales, and the one in the tank top is Thick Vic Braun. But what do you know about their opponents here tonight?
Well,
the team known as Brotherly Love.
Well, they're not very smart because, these local competitors are absolutely getting demolished,
Local competitors, they're wearing Philadelphia stuff.
Well, I'm a Philadelphia native, and I would hope that my brothers would not be this stupid to get in the ring like this with them. But I have an eye on these two. They're going to be in that ballpark tag match. And you look at those men, you look at Thick Vic.
Who, the team of Brotherly Love?
You look at no, I'm talking about the Swole Patrol. You look at those two. Those are what wrestlers look like. They're men. And you don't joke around with men like that or you're going to get hurt.
Well, VJ Hales, we saw him at the Eliminator a few weeks ago. We've seen Thick Vic Braun before, and look at the strength.
And
my
they're
goodness.
literally curling this man.
That is Cliff, I believe.
Where's the other one? Is he dead?
Well, his name's Ricky, and I believe he's on the outside.
I mean, I don't think we're going to need to know their names after this. This is an absolute massacre.
I don't know how long they're going to continue with a double team here.
Well,
one of these men has to get out of the ring.
There's the other one outside the ring now. He's barely alive. He doesn't know what he's got himself into.
Ricky.
And a rude awakening.
Really jarred the neck. You can see
Thick
torque on that.
Thick Vic's been around for a while, and he seems to have found a partner that kind of exudes that toxic masculinity he does. And oh my God.
Well, you saw VJ Hales blocking Cliff from making the tag to his partner Ricky.
And that's it.
As Thick Vic comes off the top rope and levels him with the headbutt, that's a victory.
That's a massacre right there. I feel bad, and they just need to get out of the ring at this point.
Well, whatever you want to call it, the Swole Patrol is officially 1-0 in tag team action, and that was impressive, Hooven. What are you looking towards leaning into this match, the Fatal 4-Way at the ballpark? You're going to be in the ring with these two bald guys.
You know what?
I've
been in the ring with plenty of jacked up sickos, and I can just only hope that maybe they fail the wellness policy test before the show.
Is IWC management serious right now? Seriously, I'm the most dominant big man in professional wrestling. And you give me a wannabe god? You serious right now?
Well, I mean, he did beat Bill Collier twice. Am I correct in that, Lindell?
Yeah, well, you know what? I can't blame Deputy Dawn for wanting to get the airtime. But you know what? This is something that I've been looking forward to. We haven't seen Deputy Dawn in action, in singles action, I should say, too much here in IWC. And, I don't want to bring this up or leave a sour taste in anybody's mouth, but you notice the regulators conspicuous by their absence. Now, that could have something to do with Chris LaRusso being attacked post-match. Look at this.
Oh, my God. He has a weapon.
Here's the nightstick.
Oh!
And look at this. He just leveled him below the belt. And that would have been a damn shame.
Well, you know, the height difference helped Apollo there. I think if they would have been the same height, a kick like that to that area might have put him out, but he might only be able to reach the inner thigh of Apollo on that.
This guy is so far gone, he hasn't realized that Chris LaRusso has abandoned him. None of the other regulators are at ringside. I know LaRusso was attacked by Cole Carter post-match, but David Lawless is fine. I saw him in the back drinking a bottle of water, and nobody's out here to support this guy.
Well, you know, I think when you have 2 wins over Big Bill Collier, and you are the self-proclaimed baddest big man in the IWC, you maybe want to do things on your own.
Well, switching gears, let's talk a little bit about his opponent, the Greek god Alexander Apollo, who's still feeling the effects from that low blow at the beginning of this match. And Deputy Don has not shut his mouth since the bells rang.
Well, you know, I've actually tagged with Apollo on a few occasions, and he is deceptively strong and agile in there. So, you know, Deputy Don's playing with a little bit of an advantage right now, but he shouldn't be playing around with Apollo like this. You know, he needs to go for that win.
And regardless of how this match started off, I'm very impressed. Look at the athleticism of the deputy.
Ooh.
I'm impressed, Hooven.
He's like a little ninja.
Nope.
Well, in that, yeah.
We didn't say he was graceful. But look at this. Perfectly timed cross body. Is that enough?
Well, I don't know how he kicked out. That was what, a 400
She's
pound
going to
cross
try
body?
it again. Well, little tumble, if you want to call it, on top of the Greek god. And again, only a 2 count. But you got to give it to the deputy. I'm very impressed. He has been staying on the Greek god since the bell rang.
Well, maybe he's been hanging around with Jock Sampson, Chris LaRusso, David Lawless. He's learned things.
Well, maybe, I was going to say maybe they have taught him something instead of just keeping him in the background.
Oh, now see he's getting tough now. See, this is why you don't play with somebody like Apollo.
Alexander Apollo's been on the rise. One of a handful of recent ICWA graduates to get. What is this?
Oh my God! This is a mistake by Deputy Don, and here we go.
The showboating just doesn't end for this guy.
Some stiff forearms. I think Apollo's pissed off. You know, I think Deputy Don made a huge mistake here. Big knee.
Well, wouldn't you be pissed off after how the match started?
I'd be
the
pissed off.
nightstick, the low blow. Deputy Don's getting what he deserves.
See, here's the thing though. Apollo's so angry. He needs to be on him right now, not just doing this. Here he goes. You can't waste opportunities. You know, Deputy Don is small. But I want to say he is actually technically almost undefeated in the IWC somehow.
What strength on those clotheslines, and followed up with the body slam. And the Greek god calling for the deputy to get up.
Well, I don't think I've seen somebody handle a super heavyweight like this.
What? Who?
Deputy Don.
Oh, get out of here. Got to be impressed with the deputy. Had those ones well scouted. Nice super kick. And now he's just measuring the Greek god.
You know, you look at this, and I kind of, you know, it's
unbelievable.
Oh, wow. Crucifix into roll-up. For as smart as the regulators are, if Deputy Don has this offense in him, I don't know why they haven't been putting him in matches instead of that fat-ass Officer Dan Murphy plotting around.
Let me tell you this. Deputy Don may be the dark secret that IWC hasn't known about.
Oh, trust me, there's plenty of dark secrets in IWC.
Well, the one we can talk about on air, Hooven.
I am thoroughly impressed with Deputy Don.
Absolutely. You know, the whole idea of this Proving Ground Series is to get more and more superstars opportunities because we don't see things like this. Justin Plummer probably had no idea what was inside of the deputy as far as in-ring skill is concerned. The only thing I think he needs to worry about is the amount of the amount of trash talking comes back to haunt him. Beautiful discus clothesline, beautifully timed by the Greek god. And now, you know, he may be feeling the effects of this hot academy here we're sitting at. And it's no joke. The ICWA has to be about 95 degrees right now.
And what a maneuver by Apollo on that. That could be it. And there we go. That was, you know, Apollo picks up the win, but I am thoroughly impressed with what I saw out of Deputy Don.
Absolutely the most impressive showing to date from the deputy.
And for a super heavyweight, he moves like he's a cruiserweight.
Well, Hooven, I'm going to ignore that. The winner is Alexander Apollo. I'm so excited to see what's in store for the Greek god this summer.
And here we are, Nick, at our main event, of the first episode, and you have Spencer Slade, one of the hardest working men in the room, whatever room he walks in, taking on Miles Monroe.
Miles Monroe, the Midwest Buzzsaw. We've seen him in action a few times here in IWC.
What does the Midwest Buzzsaw mean?
The Buzzsaw, it means he's very proficient. Wow, look at this. Spencer Slade.
And there's that amateur background.
Absolutely. Well, that's a little bit over the line. How disrespectful.
Is it disrespectful or is it just knowing that you're good?
Well,
I mean, he's
no shortage of confidence in Spencer Slade.
Spencer Slade is days away from Josh Alexander for the X Division title in a main event at a baseball stadium.
That's the biggest match of his career. We could be seeing the next Impact Wrestling X Division champion. What a feather in the cap that would be to Spencer Slade, but not only Spencer Slade, this company as a whole. Saturday at the ballpark, Hooven, I think I may be in the corner of Spencer Slade. Bring that title to IWC.
I think a lot of people will be, but here's the thing. So we're a few days away from that event, and he's wrestling Miles Monroe, who is a little bit of an unknown. But here's the thing. Every dog has their day, and you want to hope that Spencer isn't overlooking him because that could open up an opportunity for probably one of the biggest upsets of the year.
Well, Hooven, that's exactly what the IWC Proving Ground Series is all about, giving some of these superstars that you don't see that often some opportunity to shine and get some TV time. Let's get these fans to know who some of these superstars are. That's some unbelievable technique from Miles Monroe.
Miles here doesn't really look like a wrestler, but he's in there, and he's actually out wrestling Spencer in this situation. He's targeting an arm, and I think he's looking for the Fujiwara arm bar. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen a Midwestern kid try to do Japanese arm holds, but this is impressive.
He got him in the pin and then kept with it.
He's
held on to the arm. Very impressive from Miles Monroe.
And Spencer has to be thinking to himself, not only doesn't he want to lose a match, but he doesn't want to get injured before perhaps the biggest match of his career.
Spencer, a little cheap shot behind the referee's eyes there, right and into the eye rake, and Spencer Slade a hard right hand.
And that's thinking on your feet there. Like I said, Spencer's not going to risk getting injured before this X Division match, even if it means taking some shortcuts. And he almost dropped Miles on his head right there.
I don't think he would have cared.
I don't think anybody would.
Spencer's been saying for months that he belongs in the main event. This is technically, the first main event he's been a part of, but we cannot bury the lead. That huge ballpark show at the Washington Wild Things Stadium. Spencer Slade gets his biggest opportunity to date. And you mentioned...
Look at that fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Hooven.
Look at the fight. Right there he cuts him off. Spencer's just so good. It's effortless. Butterfly suplex, beautifully done. And at this point, Spencer probably just wants to finish this.
Well, Spencer might want to finish it, but the Midwest Buzzsaw isn't out yet. What Spencer really needs to do is avoid getting injured before this weekend's matchup.
Absolutely.
Because it could be Miles Monroe who would step in to replace Spencer Slade. He was the last person he faced. That only makes sense.
And imagine, just imagine that Miles Monroe can somehow pull this upset. He could claim and say he's the #1 contender for the X Division title.
Hard shot to the back from Spencer Slade.
Look at that
the
textbook
specimen, about 6.5 feet in the air on that elbow drop. But the heart in Miles Monroe.
Well, I don't know if it's heart or stupidity, but the kid won't give up, so I give him a lot of credit.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. You talk about the way Spencer Slade looks versus the way Miles Monroe looks. If there's one thing I've learned, not only in IWC, but in the wrestling business as a whole, there is no true traditional look of a professional wrestler. You can look like anything.
Well, in 2021 you can, but here's the thing. This is the beautiful thing. Ooh!
And that could have been the injury that Spencer needed to avoid. Is his knee okay?
The beautiful thing about wrestling is you are 3 seconds away from a win, and anybody can get put down for 3 seconds.
And we might be seeing that here. Miles Monroe looking to upset Spencer Slade right here in the ICWA.
Oh, wait, could he get him? He had rolled up for something. Ducks the kick.
He got him with the second one. Get into the cover, kid. Get into the cover. Make history.
And that same mistake, you know, these young guys, they have that laid back pin, and now he's putting him back in that arm bar.
Monroe not letting up.
And Spencer with that ring away. Here's the thing. When you're Spencer's size, it's a lot easier to get out to the ropes than somebody, say, my size. So,
well, let me ask you this, Hooven. Did he get to the ropes because of the size advantage and it was easier, or because he could not power out of the submission from the Midwest
It could have been
Buzzsaw?
either, frankly. At that point, you have to say, what's going to be worse on me, getting injured or just getting to the rope?
Look at this backslide. Beautifully done for Spencer Slade. Another kick out from Miles Monroe.
You know, Miles is impressing me here. This is what it's all about, opportunity at these Proving Ground events.
Unbelievable torque of the neck. The referee needs to check and see if Miles Monroe is okay. I think he's out.
I'll tell you what, being an in-ring competitor, that neck breaker looked very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, I think they should check Miles to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Miles Monroe can continue here. Spencer Slade, obviously at the beginning, taking the Midwest Buzzsaw a little lightly, but obviously that was a mistake. Now Spencer's getting serious.
And he can smell blood because here comes that confidence borderlining on arrogance for him. He has him up.
Miles again getting out of it. Ducks the clothesline, and whoa!
Look at that modified flatliner off the ropes. Could this be it?
I wonder what he calls that, Hooven. This is it.
Well, he doesn't call that a finishing move because Spencer just kicked out.
Well, you know what, Hooven? I thought that was it.
I did too. I don't think I've seen that maneuver before. That was very impressive.
Well, Spencer Slade has called his upcoming match with Josh Alexander.
Oh my God, a Northern Light suplex out of Miles Monroe.
Spencer has called his upcoming match with Josh Alexander the biggest match in IWC history.
We might not get to see that match.
If Miles Monroe is able to submit Spencer Slade, it may be the biggest upset in IWC history.
And he's still working over that arm. Spencer has to be getting very concerned about this.
Spencer.
And he looks like.
If Spencer wrenches this in, Miles Monroe may be saying goodnight. And there it is.
Wait a second,
no!
wait a second, whoa.
No!
And he almost had that pin. Miles Monroe is impressing me on this one, and he's,
Oh, Spencer Slade, and he's staying on it.
And there he goes.
That's it.
That's it. It has to be over.
Crossing the legs. Spencer has this wrenched in tight. Miles Monroe has to tap out.
Look at that ring awareness.
He has to tap out. He has nowhere to go.
He has him in the center of the ring. It's over.
That's it. Miles Monroe is out, and Spencer Slade picks up huge momentum going into his X Division Championship match against Josh Alexander.
Miles didn't tap out. He passed out, but
there you go.
Josh Alexander has to see this and be very concerned because,
well, Spencer's touring the country. He has titles in the South and the Northeast, and he wants to add another to his resume, as in the X Division Championship.